Just moved the herd, but I got two mamas going back to the old pasture to get their babies. Let's follow behind and see how it goes. Okay, so we just entered a third pasture, and they seem to know where they're going. This is actually where they were this morning. I see somebody clear up there. Right in there's a white spot moving. She sees it. She sees her baby. So that would be the baldy calf. Oh, maybe she doesn't see it. I think she does. Oh, and I see a tail coming down the hill. Here comes the babies. Now she sees her babies. They both do. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. So yeah, this pasture doesn't really look like we grazed it much, and there's a reason for that. I've got a steer that I've got to have out of here, or sorted out in 2 days. So for that reason, I just went ahead and moved him this morning closer to the corral, and I just moved him again. In the morning I'll sort him out. But pretty cool to see the cows do their thing. Now what I'm going to try and do is walk them out of this pasture, at least after that baby gets down to the Hereford. I'll start pushing this one across and down. While the baby's hungry, it's going to follow mama. Let's head it on out, mama. Let's take the baby up front, okay? Come on. Now the Herefords should turn right around and go right out. These two are pretty calm. Alright, out of the sun now, so I shouldn't have the glare on the camera. Right down there is where we're heading to get out of this pasture, and from there they should pretty easily walk back up front on their own. I just don't want them to leave their calf back here. The other way, mama. Go down the hill. Go down the hill, hon. Take baby down the hill. There you go. Come on. Once we get them moving in the right direction, it'll be alright. We just got to get them heading that way. There we go. Now I can close this hand gate, and I should be able to eliminate any calves still being here. Had a lot of rain, that's why this is all bare. Cow standing here at the gate, beat it up. So right back out through that way and back up through an alley, and we'll be back with the herd. Pretty cool, girls, that you came after your baby so easily. Glad to see it, girls. Good work. Good work. Well, folks, unfortunately, I need to do an update on this story, and it goes a little something like this. 3 days ago is when that footage was recorded that you just watched. What you're looking at now is the Hereford and her calf that moved in that beginning footage. Well, since that point, we've did another pasture change. Actually, we've done two. The one that we're in right now being the second one. The first one that we did, the other mama returned to the pasture to look for her baby. She bawled 3 times and then turned around and left. She didn't get a response. I'm going to try and find her here. She's very laxy-daisy. During this period, I followed her around, keeping some distance, hoping to see her find her baby. But just 3 short little balls, and that was it. And she returned to the pasture with the herd. Since that time, I haven't seen the calf. I've got numerous hours driving around the farm, looking in places that you wouldn't even expect a calf to be, but that's how it works. Calves hide in the strangest places. And they don't always stay in the pasture with the cattle. They like to go underneath the fence, slip out to the outskirts, and nestle down in some thick brush where they feel safe. Well, this particular mama, she's been a good mama clear up till now. But she definitely lost her baby. And I hate it. It's not even my cow or my calf, but I hate it. It's out of my control though. I've done everything in my part to try and find this calf. Last night, I gave them access back to where I believe they lost, or she lost her calf, and I set the water there, and hoping that that would make the whole herd move back there and get a drink and give her a chance to find her baby. Well, my plans worked partially. The whole herd did return. Mama went to the fence, did a little bit of bawling, and that was it. She moved on and started grazing. So this morning, we're right next to the pasture where she lost her baby, or where I believe she lost her baby. And I was hoping to come up this morning in hopes that the baby had found Mama. But that hasn't been the case. I take this job very seriously, folks. As many of you know, a lot of these cattle are not mine. I just manage them. It's my job to keep track of them, know who's got issues, who don't have issues, who's going to have a baby and who's not going to have a baby. But I can only do so much on my own. And I still don't see that girl. She is a good hider though. She's got a white tag and her number is 24. Anyway, folks, it's Jason Chrisman giving you an update on Grazing Acres Farm. And I tell you, when you do this rotational grazing, it's very, very, very tricky to keep everybody together. Especially when you don't own equipment and you're not able to mow after you move the cattle. Because not everything gets trampled, as you can see. There's still this ironweed. Some of the fields have multiple rose bushes, places to hide. 24, where are you hiding, girl? Gotta be here. I don't hear any bawling anywhere else, or anywhere, so I'm not after you, 17. Calm down, girl. Anyway, she's an old black cow, got a white tag, number 24. You seen her in the beginning of the footage. That's what she looked like. Calf number 16, MIA. Missing in action. Day 3. Can the calf still be alive? I sure hope so, but at this point, the chances have to be dwindling. There's the Herefords' cute little baby, though. Look at this little guy. See, there's 15, that calf. Where's calf 16 I need? So today is 5 days without her baby. And this is absolutely the most noise she's made since it went missing. It makes no sense. She headed this way like she knew where she was going. Okay, so I continued to weed eat. She was in here bawling just a few seconds ago. I let her outside of this poly wire, and she's now over there heading to where we moved to, and I never seen her baby. She's convinced it's over there, so I'm gonna let her go. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna continue to weed eat and update the progress. I don't hear any bawling back. I don't know. Keep it updated here. I want to correct myself before I go any further. Today is only the 4th day that the calf has been missing. But at this point, my expectations of the calf being alive are very, very low. The mom never entered, or the cow, she never entered that pasture over there. She went to the gate. She bawled for about 5 minutes and then came right back up the fence line here by the trees and then stood by the poly wire. After she stood there for a few minutes and I worked my way down to her with the weed eater, I ended up opening the poly wire and let her back in. She has since made a single noise and rejoined the herd, standing down there by that tree line in the shade. So I tell you, it's very, very confusing to why she is just now looking for her calf when I have not seen it for 4 days. I think I'm seeing number 16 in my sleep more than I've seen it here on the farm. Anyway, sadly, I think she has lost her calf. It is what it is. Well, folks, it saddens me to bring you this update, but I can't leave the story the way it is. On day 5, I returned back to this area to retrieve our mineral feeder, and when I got back here, there were several buzzards flying around. I followed them, and they were all heading back into that corner of the woods right back there against the fence. Now this tree line over here is Amish. And once I got over there to where the buzzards were collecting, I found the baby calf. It looked like maybe some coyotes had found it. The rear back half of it was tore up pretty good, and the buzzards had moved in to clean up the mess. I guess on one note, I was glad to find the calf. It brings some closure to it for me. But on the other hand, I would much rather found it alive and got it back to Mama. This farm, there is no hunting. The lady we lease from does not allow it. Up to this year, I've never had a problem with the coyotes. And, you know, I didn't visually see coyotes take this calf, but I did see the back half of it tore up pretty good. And I don't think that the buzzards did all that on their own. The weird thing about it is that's the tree line right there that you're looking at, is the tree line that the herd was hiding against when it was shaded the other morning. When that cow came out here and bawled and then returned right back to that shade line. I guess at that moment, right over the fence, right over their high tensile fence, between that and the property line fence, the calf was lying there the whole time. There just wasn't any buzzards, so I didn't know to go look there. But at the same time, it doesn't make any sense really how it got there. I have to assume the coyotes took it there, because there's the field that we moved from, a field up front back to here, and that's the very first transition that I never seen her take her calf. She went back, bawled, came back without a calf, and it's been back and forth this way, so I never once assumed her calf would be found clear over there. It just so happened to be that once we came out of this pasture, we worked to this one, over to here, and then back to there. And once we got back there, this all comes about. So I don't know, kind of weird, kind of strange, but it is what it is.